Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's semi-vanilla runs in the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna randomize a vanilla run today. It's been a while since I randomed. We're gonna get Cain. You know what? This is positive for everybody. Cain allows a lot of value, should I say, a lot of entertainment in seeing what kind of pills we're gonna get, and you know how the tier effects are gonna stack with our single eye patch and stuff like that. Mostly, I was not able to do a challenge run because I looked at the top comments on the most recent video, and they were both about how I accidentally named Gemini Steven, or vice versa, and you know, that means that I would have to sort through literally 300 comments and pick out a challenge run, which would take, you know, probably a couple of hours, so I wasn't all that interested in doing that. I'm not trying to say that, by the way, that people are, ooh, D20 right off the bat. That's gonna be interesting, because we get a ton of consumables as Cain. But I'm not trying to say that, by the way, like, oh, fuck you guys, I'm, like, shaming you into not making comments correcting me. It's more like, well, you know, tough break on this one, because there's not really much I can do about that. And I've already kind of milked all the earlier episodes, at least recently, for challenge run updates. But in any case, this should be fun. We've already gotten some interesting upgrades on this run so far. Blue Baby Soul is a weird one. D20 obviously gives us the chance to make some pretty crazy stuff happen, although I'm not sure when I'm going to use it, unless, you know, maybe hopefully we get Passion Boy or something soon. And, you know, just Cain in general is always a crapshoot, but he's a crapshoot in a good way, unlike something, or someone, I should say, like Blue Baby or Eve, where, you know, 90% of the time I have a run that makes me kind of pissed off to be where I am. With Cain, I'm always, you know, got a smile on my face, even if I'm getting bent over and I have to kiss my own ass. Forcefully the wrong way. I don't know if there is a right way to kiss your own ass. I mean, if you could kiss your own ass, would you do it? Oh my god, we got Pageant Boy. I heard it feels less like kissing, getting your ass kissed, and more like kissing an ass. Anyway, we're gonna reroll here. We have picked up a lot of riffraff here, and that's a good thing. So we picked up a chest, which contains a lot of money. We actually probably picked up more money as a result of rerolling Pageant Boy than we did if we had picked it up originally. We also get a golden chest, which contains Tammy's head, which is interesting, but the D20 is going to be more interesting, I feel. So we're just going to head down to the next floor, and I'm abusing, or using, shall we say, a high-level tactic to save the Hierophant card until later when we absolutely 100% need it. So what I'm thinking is I want to get a lot of like red hearts on the ground. Then I will go to the blood bank, and in the blood bank I can get a ton of money, and then I can re-roll it all with the D20 and potentially make some good stuff happen there. So that's my my pipe dream for this floor. It may or may not happen. Obviously I don't want to go crazy with the D20. I don't want to re-roll absolutely every single room we come across, or that's going to be it's going to stop us from doing some interesting things. We could probably just use Blue Baby's soul to kill like half of the enemies that we get here. Yeah, as you can see, as long as we wait for him to go in the right area, then he's going to be able to hit these enemies without me ever being in harm's way, so lucky me. There's a heart. Okay, so that's going to allow us to at least play the blood bank a couple of times. Now I'm just hoping we have enough rooms to actually charge up the D20. Oh my god, we might not. I still might get to play the blood bank a lot, which is still okay, of course, but sadly we are not. That is fucking crazy, actually. Attack Fly, decent item. Well, I don't know if it's really decent, but it is beneficial and it's a passive, so, you know, I like it for that. I guess we'll, let me think about this. We'll take the money, because I want to go to the shop. We will not be able to use the D20 anyway, so I'm not going to stress out about it. And I have 1 heart, which is 2 plays, and then 2 hearts, I think, which is 4 plays of the blood bank in here, although I'll have to, come back after a sec. Oh, and I only have, 14 cents now, but almost certainly we'll get more money from, well, a lot more money in this case, from the blood bank. So I will exit. We will go to the shop, but I don't want to go just yet in case we're fighting greed and I don't hit Q fast enough. I could see myself dying, which would be pretty embarrassing. And at the very least, I mean, we've got a lot of benefits here, even though it's disappointing that we weren't able to use the D6 on this floor. Sorry, the D20. Or still are not able to use the D20 on this floor. We actually picked up an HP upgrade. We're up to 22 cents. We got a lot of positive things going in our favor, is a good way to put it, perhaps. In here, we have the map, which is a no-brainer of a purchase. Do we really want to buy the Spirit Heart? Honestly, I don't know. I definitely want to buy the map, and maybe we'll just save our money, because I don't necessarily need 1 more Spirit Heart. Now, the map is really good, especially with the D20, because if we run into a room with 9 cents, obviously, then by like re-rolling it, we'll get a ton of benefit as a result. Now I'm just trying to think here, because I know in the other room here we have a golden chest and a key. I think I'm gonna use my bomb to blow up each of these, and then I'm gonna get the golden chest. It might turn out well, it might turn out terribly. It turned out really terribly, actually. That was something I did not account for. You know, shit happens. We're still in a very, very good position overall, and I'm not too remiss about the way things have gone, despite the fact that we did just waste all of our consumables there. But the thing is, if we manage to get at least one more bomb, we can easily find the secret room, and with our D6 recharge, that gives us a reasonable chance to possibly get 9 rerolls, essentially, with D20, or reroll 9 items. It's a damn shame that we got Cat of Nine Tails here, too, because that's kind of garbage, but you know, maybe that'll help us out. Does it affect... I think it affects Blue Baby's soul as well. I have no idea whether that's going to have a positive or negative impact, but certainly, this is a run that has some interesting connotations that I have not seen before, or at the very least, in a long time. D20 in particular is pretty rare, but beyond that, it's also rare that I find a situation where I really like it. So let's see what this does. Health up, that's beautiful. I'm super stoked about that. The longer I can hold on. Just in general, I feel like the new like crux of my strategy for tarot cards is like the longer you hold it before using it, the better. This might be a little short-sighted. Ooh, okay. I mean, sure, let's re-roll them. I was just trying to think about whether that would be... I think it's worth it. It might not have been the absolute 100% best use of these cards. Okay, so now we should use the Hierophant because we want to carry the Sun card with us. It might not have been the 100% best use of the D20 there, but there's definitely probably enough rooms remaining for me to, with that mob trap room, that might add a little extra possibility of that, but there's probably enough rooms for me to get another charge, and obviously what I'm doing is hopefully waiting for the secret room to use a charge, and hoping that there's 9 pennies in there. Oh, that means there's 4 pennies in here, so what we might want to do is just try to dodge around these, and then re-roll this. The D20 adds a very interesting meta game that is normally not present in the game. Obviously, the Sun card is something we're going to want to hold on to as long as possible, but, you know, we did get a benefit from holding on to the Hierophant card. Normally, I'd just pop it right away, same with Balls of Steel, when I know it's Balls of Steel anyway. But I think it's much smarter to save it because, you know, the Spirit Hearts are transient regardless. We've lost Red Hearts, which would have been Spirit Hearts if we had popped the Hierophant as soon as we got it, which would have been disappointing. Or it would have at least put us in a worse position. I mean, we'll probably end up losing these Spirit Hearts anyway, just because there's the odds of me maintaining these 2 Spirit Hearts until, you know, for any length of time, essentially, is pretty low. But at the same time, I think it's better this way. Maybe it makes no difference in the end, but again, reminder, we are just simply not taking the pennies here, just in case this ends up being the best room for us to use our D20 on a little bit later. Impossible to say. Oh, there's golden poo. There's 2 golden poos in here. So even if I take damage from the neutral flies here, which is possible, I just want to make sure that this room is safe for me to use in the future. So we got, okay, that's definitely, there's a ton of money here. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to get out without taking like 4 of these cents, but we do need money to go to the shop eventually regardless. Let's check out what our item room contains. That is that Bum Friend? That's actually like the worst possible synergy that we could get here. So I'm going to abandon him for now. We might pick him up later, but I feel like, oh my god, there's another golden poop. Look who we've got our Cains on now. Like, this is seriously really good. But we will, I guess, pick it all up. The thing with Bum Friend is that he turns money into consumables, which might seem like a really good thing with the D20, because those consumables can, oh my god, there's so many neutral flies, can then be re-rolled. But that doesn't really benefit us at all, because we have to put in like 8 pennies to get 1 consumable to re-roll. So it's not worth it, in all likelihood anyway, at least as far as I can tell. We actually, we have a blood bank that's really useful, but we may not get another chance to reroll, in which case I will just end up backtracking and picking up all the money, which is kind of disappointing. With 24 cents, is it worth getting Book of Revelations? This is an interesting question. Well, at the very least, we'll play the shit out of this blood bank, and we'll get a lot of money out of it regardless. Disappointing, though, that we don't get enough chances to reroll. Or enough rooms to build up our D6 reroll opportunities. It's a damn shame is what it is. But what I'm thinking is that maybe we end up fighting Krampus in the deal with the devil, so I'm not gonna like pick up all that money just yet, just on the very, very unlikely chance that I end up being able to reroll a little bit later, simply by virtue of some half good, half bad luck. Because the D20, it's gonna be great on later floors where we're gonna have to go to like 20 rooms, but at the same time, it's a fucking stupid foible right now that I unfortunately cannot seem to use it more than 0.8 times per floor. That was an awful dodge, but a really good shot from Peep. I can't tell if this is like a champion version of Peep, like if he's innately this yellow. I hate when he jumps and I have to dodge the eye at the same time. That's when I take damage against Peep the most, is when like the eye's coming close to me, so I have to dodge already, like this, but then he jumps regardless. Seems like for whatever reason this Peep only stays in the lower part of the screen. I'm not sure if that's a weird little quirk because of Blue Baby's soul, or again if this is a weird champion version of Peep, or maybe I'm just talking out of my ass apparently, because then you move to the top. But in any case, we're almost done here. If we could just land maybe 10 or 12 more shots. Almost walked on the creep there, but managed to dodge effectively. Again, this is the worst, the worst situation. We didn't deserve a deal with the devil this time. We might get one though, if we get lucky. We do. Okay, so first things first, we get meat, which is a no-brainer pickup. But also we get not Krampus. We get Whore of Babylon, which is interesting. You know, we know that there's a health up pill in the rotation. I don't necessarily want to take Whore of Babylon, but I will take the pack to increase our damage a little bit. And we'll definitely play the Blood Bank at least 3 more times. We can afford to play it more, actually. And we have a lot of money to go pick up as well, since I won't be able to reroll it, unfortunately. Which, again, I can't stress enough, is a real pain in the ass. You know what? I don't think we necessarily need to go back for that half heart. Let's just yeah, I should go to the secret room, though, because you never know what we got in there. Maybe we end up fighting Greed, and then I would have a chance to use my reroll ability. And again, there is, like, money available on this floor. Well, there's another 3 cents. Is it worth backtracking at this point to pick up like 10 cents? It probably is. I don't know though. I'm gonna not pick up Bum Friend. I'm not sure if that's like really short-sighted of me, or if that's a smart decision, but either way, that's the way it's gonna be. We're gonna be at like 48 cents. I'm gonna placate myself by saying A, we're very fast, so I don't mind backtracking a little bit, and B, you never know if you might get money equals power, which would make us much stronger moving forwards. You know, I feel like we can play this one more time. Well, we got a lot of money out of it. I was really hoping that we would get a blood bag, of course, but you know, we already got it once, can't really complain. Now, on this floor, the fire rises, and we will have an opportunity to, at the very least, use the D20 once. So what I'm thinking is we'll go, since I can't go to the item room straight away unless we get a key here, I should really start thinking about how to plan these rooms more effectively. We get Pinky's Eye. You know what? I think that beats Blue Baby's Soul. What I'm going to do is make my way down to the secret room here. We're going to have to get rid of these for the Polaroid regardless anyway. And I'm still doing okay with respect to Spirit Hearts here. Once we lose these Spirit Hearts, health is going to be a little bit of a concern, but hopefully we get more pills. So we can make some good stuff happen with Mom's pill bottle, or with the, you know, the PhD essentially that we have for the Luckfoot. That's 3 cents, which I think is worth picking up and is not worth re-rolling. We will go to the item room. The item room contains the quarter, which at this point I just feel like I'm being taunted. And then we'll go to the mob trap room, which actually contains a bomb and a key, which I'm just going to pick up. Hopefully, wouldn't it be really shitty if we end up getting like only consumable, like non-great rooms to reroll on this one? Well, we have like a charge on the D6, but on the last one we had great rooms to reroll. But sadly just never got the opportunity to do so. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That would probably go to, you know, poverty or something like that. But still, would be a damn shame. But we're not even close to being done with this floor yet, so I should stop talking as if it's the end already. We already, I mean, even if taking this D20 thing, I've been focusing on that almost entirely throughout this episode. But even taking that out of the equation, that's not like a big deal. We're still doing really well with respect to our damage. This is a room where I definitely wish that I had Blue Baby's Soul instead of Pinky Eye. Oh, yeah, because things like this are going to happen, and I'm going to start taking damage at a furious pace. And it's going to be very difficult for me to dodge all this. This reminds me a lot of a room in Guacamelee, actually. Please tell me that the champion will die there. Okay, so we're starting to make some headway in here. This is one of the more difficult rooms. Not picking up that penny just yet. One of the more difficult rooms that you could possibly come across in the Binding of Isaac, to be honest with you. And one of the more frustrating ones as well. And, you know, health, again, is starting to become a little bit of an issue. You never know if we might get a huge drop or something here. So that's why I'm not picking anything up. We have another pill. Please tell me that is a health upgrade. It is some kind of stats upgrade, maybe? Well, it is just absolutely nothing, unfortunately. Luckily, with 82 cents, you know, if we end up... Yeah, I kind of want to fight Greed at this point, just so that I can get the opportunity to reroll all the quarters that are, all the pennies that he'll drop. But right now, like, we had a great first few floors, but things are starting to slow down just a little bit. And I wish they wouldn't, because I want to feel confident in our chances for success moving forwards. Now, the reason I keep going to all these rooms without actually using a reroll on the D20 is because, you know, we gain a benefit from rerolling natively, usually, but at the same time, I want to make sure I'm using that reroll as effectively as possible. So right now, it's a wicked balance, unfortunately, in a bad way, in that I want to reroll. I definitely want to reroll, but I sadly can't really find a good enough place to use it. I've got kind of too bad to use syndrome right now. And sadly, that red chest didn't really help me out. What I need is like a golden chest that just pops open with the riches of fucking like Alexandra or something. Alexandria, I suppose. I'm not trying to talk about a person here. No, let's just be safe. This chest is cancer, which is actually pretty good considering we have a huge rate of fire now. But we have lost all of our spirit hearts, and I'm getting very concerned about my possible sustainability moving forward, because despite the fact that I'm doing a lot of damage, I don't have as much health as I maybe thought that I would at this point. Now, just don't be an idiot. It's very important for me to pay attention in this room, and by pay attention, I mean a couple of things, but mainly don't get hit, but also that tinted rock down there is going to be something that is going to be important for me to pick up, if it is at all possible, which it is because I have a single bomb. At this point, I would be very surprised if we did not fight greed in this shop. And that extra heart actually makes me feel pretty good about things. But I expect that we'll fight greed in here simply because we have so much money. But do I... Let's go to the shop first. This is actually a really good thing. It might seem bad. We can't get the quarter anymore because we got the quarter in the item room. So I think it's actually impossible for greed to give us anything... Super greed to give us anything but a substantial amount of pennies on the floor. Assuming he does give us pennies on the ground. Well, a decent strategy here might actually be to just get hit and then lose pennies so that there's more to reroll, but and in any case, this is good. Let's kill these douchebags. I'm not going to reroll just yet, because if they hit me, then we'll get more pennies on the ground, but we'll pick up the bomb, and then we'll reroll all of this shit, and hopefully this will work out well for us. There's some half hearts. We're not going to get another reroll on this floor, because I went the wrong way to start with, but, you know, it turned out better for us. It wasn't great. The fish head is not really all that useful. It's been interesting. I guess I'm hoping for more golden chests from those, and I'm hoping for golden chests that pay out with, like, pills, which are basically stats upgrades, or ones that pay out with, you know, straight-up items. Not Tammy's head, though. So I would say the D20, it hasn't been a failed experiment so far, but it hasn't really worked out fantastically for me either. That being said, again, we're doing damage. We're basically tearing enemies up. If we could just get Mom's purse, then... the ability to carry cancer with us throughout the game might actually be enough to allow us to, at the very least, beat Mom and Mom's heart. It's too early to say anything beyond that, but still, let's hope for some good items here. Range upgrade is probably the definition of not a good item at this point, but 18 minutes in, we're still alive as we head down to the depths. It's been kind of a slow run so far, but there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. We're gonna open up our secret room as soon as we get out of here. That was a tight dodge that required more courage than I normally have. Please die, please die. Thank you. Oh, the neutral fly. The attack fly actually killed the neutral fly there in some sweet fly-on-fly combat. But yes, I don't want to unlock the secret room yet. Remind me to come back for those hearts later. I don't want to unlock the secret room just yet. I want to unlock it when I have my D20 charge up, just in case it ends up paying out with, you know, a fuck ton of money, basically. Or not even a fuck ton of money, just a quantity of coins. I don't care about the actual monetary value of the coins. I mean, I have 96 cents here naturally. Well, I mean, not necessarily naturally because I use the D20, but it's not like I got the dollar or anything like that. And I really just want to be able to buy stuff in the shop now, to be honest with you. But first off, we got to get some keys, which may require a D20 play. Now, we are going to be fighting a champion version of war here, which is shitty because it's actually a good thing that he's creating these bombs because it's going to open up the environment a little bit. But the troll bombs are going to be a pain in the ass. Actually, that should have gone better for me. Now, I may end up having to pop the sun card here, which would be embarrassing, but don't be mad. I'm trying my best here. We have 2 more hits that we can take before that becomes an issue. The only thing I'm concerned about is survival. So, like, if I have to use the sun card to stay alive, then obviously I will. I'd rather use it and stay alive than not use it and die. That much should seem pretty fucking obvious. And the reason I didn't pick up that spirit heart, by the way, is because I wanted to be able to pick it up later after we've already finished with all the nonsense of the floor, essentially. This is a tough version of war. It's not easy. And We'll see what item we get here. I'm really, at this point, probably hoping for an HP upgrade. Oh my god, what am I talking about? HP upgrade. Of course we're going to get a cube of meat. You think I should have that committed? I mean, I do have it committed to memory, but you think I should have it, like, right off the cusp of my, or off-the-cuff commentary ready to go. Now, we've done, presumably, what's going to be the hard part of this floor. Always love having a blood bank around, because that means maybe a second chance at using our D20 effectively, because this is a big floor. We're on Necropolis. We have a slot machine in here. The good news is, as Cain, we should get some payout here. At the very least, I want to play it and get a couple of keys. We have good luck, presumably, even though it hasn't really paid out all that well for us so far. And I'm going to try to avoid picking up the money, because the money, it's not about the money. Oh my god. Apparently it is about the money. I don't want to use my reroll on 2 items. I realize that's potentially shitty practice, because I've been holding onto my D20 for a long time now, but I'm doing my best. Actually, I used the D20 on the last floor, so I don't feel too bad about it, but we should probably try to find a way to make it better. Actually, you know what we should do? Here's what I'm thinking. We'll only be able to play the blood bank twice if I do that, though. Okay, never mind. I'm still thinking, I want to get my health back, and then if I get my health back, then I can play the blood bank like 5 times, then I can use the D20 on the blood bank, and then that will allow me to probably get all my health back with keys and bombs as well. Which is obviously, oh my god, I didn't mean to create the neutral fly there. It's just instinct to automatically fire upwards when you enter a room. It's like a butt pooping an egg out upwards. Oh, don't get hit. Okay, we're good. We're good. This is no issue. Here's a tissue. Wait, I'm actually really low on health. I hate to do this. I really sincerely hate to do this, to use the sun card on something so stupid. We have a mini-boss in here. Who's that? It's just Wrath. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Now that I have full health, we'll go up, we'll get the Spirit Hearts. Actually, that's not even necessary. I'll just play the Blood Bank as much as I can. Then we'll use the D20 on that. There should be at least 7 or 8 items to reroll. There could be more. We might even get the HP upgrade, which I wouldn't be mad about, even though it would cut into my strategy a little bit. I don't know if I'm playing well, like if I'm not optimizing the D20, or if I'm getting a lot of bad luck, or if it's like a mixture of both. I could easily see it being a mixture of both. We should have more consumables, considering like the amount of shit that I can create. Oh my god. Okay, well it's fine. We can use the IV bag the same way. Actually, it's actually better this way, because we'll be able to create more. I accidentally picked up one of those, which is stupid, but it's okay. Now we use the D20, and some of these should become things that will give me red hearts at the very least. Let's see what we've got here. The big chestception, which has some money and bombs. A huge amount of keys. A pill, which could be anything, but is almost certainly good. Tears up, that is good. But no hearts! Amazingly, somehow we managed to get through that without getting any hearts. What is the tarot card, though? Temperance. It's another blood bank. That's actually really useful to take with us. I sincerely cannot believe that we did not pick up a single half red heart. Again, I apologize for getting that neutral fly out here, but I can't. There was a risky strategy, but it wasn't that risky, because you almost always get at least some red hearts. I picked up like 5 keys, but the most common consumable, apparently, no chance, unfortunately. But, you know, luckily, that's why I left those spirit hearts there. Otherwise, we would have lost those. We're definitely going to see what we can do on the... Keep in mind, by the way, we've gotten screwed around a little bit with the amount of, like, alternate floors that we've run into. Like, the difficult alternate floors have been a serious pain in the ass. We've hit 4 in a row, I think, at this point. Not that the cellar should necessarily count, because it's still pretty easy, but... Alright, well, we have a box of tarot cards. One of them could be useful for us. We're not going to take it with us forever, but, you know, the Temperance card, I think, is more valuable for us than the Devil card. Because we're already... Our damage is fine. It's really just our health that has been an issue. And maybe we'll get an opportunity to get something that makes the D6 pop more often now. Mom's Purse, actually, this is a hugely good item for us to have picked up here. And the heart as well. Basically, I spared no expense here. We might as well just leave this floor, to be honest with you, at this point. I don't think there's too much keeping me here. And we'll go down to Necropolis, too. As long as we can maintain a decent amount of health, we should be able to beat Mom. Beyond that, anything could happen, honestly. Like, this could go seriously badly pretty quickly after that point, since we have basically no health. But anyway, we're going with glass cannon, as I always say. We have a lot of damage, but we don't have very much health. So we do have a tinted rock here, which is going to allow me to pick up some more spirit hearts. And I should probably just pick those ones up right away. Once you've started the trend of picking up spirit hearts, it's worth it to just keep going. So I am going to use my attack fly to take those guys out, which takes a little bit of mental aptitude, but not a whole heck of a lot. And we should be able to kill this guy. This guy might drop some hearts. I'll use those hearts to get back to full health, but any hearts that remain... Oh, that's real shitty. Any hearts that remain will obviously go towards using this Temperance card, which I will then use with my D20 to hopefully create some even better improvements for myself moving forward. But he might also drop an HP upgrade, which would be more valuable for me at this point, probably. He dropped Lard. Okay, you know what? We can afford to take that because our speed is crazy good right now. And now we walk at like a normal pace, which is totally okay with me. Picking up 2 cents. I mean, it's not like we're going to reroll 2 cents. We have an arcade. That's good. The real question is, how crazy do I want to get? I seriously think we should just keep harping on this strategy of using the D20 to reroll. We don't know what this is, I think. I think it's the pills do nothing, but it might be health upgrade. Oh man, it is a health upgrade. Okay, this is really good. I'm still betting the farm on this. I'm going to the blood bank. I'm going to play... I'm not going to pick up that cent because it's unnecessary. I'm going to play the blood bank. Then we're going to D20 all the stuff that it drops. Please drop 2 cents once, please. Please? Alright, there we go. We're going to re-roll it all. There we go. That's exactly what I was expecting, was more hearts. We get a golden chest, which contains more keys, which is fine. Our tarot card is the Empress, which is pretty good, but I still think Temperance is better. And this is what I was looking for. Like, this has now actually worked out in our favor. So let's take the Temperance card with us. As long as we're holding on to the D20, this is really beneficial for us. Again, we didn't get an enormous boost there, but we did get an HP upgrade, and we got 2 HP upgrades in there, did we? Yeah, we got it. Oh, and that's another one right there. So now we're starting to turn things around here. A pretty good deal. What did I say that we needed? I said we needed health, and now we've gotten health. So we've had some positives come about as of late. Obviously, this is likely to be our shop, although with Curse of Darkness, you can never tell if it is perhaps going to be the library or something akin. Instead, I have lost 1.5 spirit hearts in this room already, and I'm struggling because there's so many things firing shots at us at once. But, you know, there's only 3 now, which should be easy enough for my brain to parse. Good enough. Our shop should not contain greed. Beautiful. Portable slot is interesting, but also not altogether that useful. And the Magician is also pretty bad. We'll just pop that for no reason. The reason I think Portable Slot is interesting is because it, you know, could potentially synergize really well with the D20. But we have to get a D20 charge first before we would be able to make that work. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well just drop this Temperance card and play the Blood Bank, to be honest with you. It's a whole lot less hassle in the long run. So I think I've been all the way that way, so we're just going to come back this way and fight this Larry Jr. This is the kind of room that I do not mind dealing with right now, because I should be able to basically tear Larry Jr. apart like he's tissue paper. We're basically trading spirit hearts for red hearts at this point, which is okay. I'd rather have full health than be running on like medium health and some spirit hearts as well right now. It's still not an ideal situation, but it's pretty good. This could be something good. It is a range upgrade. It's better than fighting a boss and just getting this, I suppose. Now, again, we're going to try to use the attack fly offensively here, which works to varying degrees, depending on how lucky I've gotten. We are out of spirit hearts now, which is a little scary, but at the same time, we're basically back to full health as well. So I don't mind it too much. Getting that key is really useful. I think we might get lucky and be able to turn this run into something more special than you might have expected, given how badly things have gone fairly recently. Now, I haven't been to the item room yet, so that indicates to me that there is a lot left on this floor. I'm disappointed that we didn't pick up the compass, but I guess there's always the chance to pick up judgment later. That's interesting. Well, we do have temperance, so I'm concerned, because here's what I'm thinking is, we know we do the temperance D20 thing again, and we try to make that work. But that, again, that's super high risk, but also really high reward. Whether or not that would work out for us is basically a total crapshoot. I can't necessarily say with authority that we would actually get as much health as we lost. We probably would, but again, it can't be guaranteed. So let's see what we've got in here. It's a money bag that's actually pretty useful, considering it might allow us to get some extra rerolls with our D20, or reroll a few extra things with our D20. I am going to use 2 keys to get in here, and it's going to double our money, which is totally worthless. I say we go nuts with this temperance and try to maximize our advantages here. Whether or not this will work out in our favor, again, remains to be seen, but we're going to be able to get a lot of consumables regardless, simply by rerolling the metric fuck ton, basically, of pennies we're going to get here. And as long as some of these turn out to be red hearts, and I can at least go into that mom fight without half of a red heart, I'd be okay. But this was obviously done to try to improve my chances as much as possible. So we've re-rolled it all. We've gotten a lot of red hearts and a lot of chests as well. We blew up the blood bank by accident, which gave us more money. We got a Steven, we got a speed upgrade, we have another half red heart, and that contains some more red hearts as well. I don't know if that was worth it. It's kind of difficult to tell, to be honest with you. The speed upgrade's nice because we did get lard recently. The damage upgrade is even nicer and synergizes super well with cancer, obviously. At the same time, we are a little bit, like half as much health as we started with. So I don't know how this is. Oh, I forgot this is Red Mom. Okay, that was totally my bad. I was not expecting the foot to fall so quickly. We should be able to win this. Red Mom is a blessing here. She's the easiest, oh god, of all the moms to fight. But I am not playing super well so far. I've been hit twice. She's below half health, though. I think I'm going to be able to make this happen. Please don't die in the explosion. That would be really embarrassing. But yeah, I don't see us losing here, which means we might have a chance moving forwards, although maybe not a great one. And the coin purse is actually a really good item to get here. Remember, we have Mom's purse, so we can take cancer with us. One of these is an HP upgrade. One of these is a tears upgrade? A range upgrade, okay. And the other two are tears upgrades. Okay, very interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see if we can actually survive on this run. I'm not 100% sure. This has been a surprisingly fun run, though. I've had a lot of fun with this one. And we're basically, we're firing like brimstone, but segmented. We're like pointillism right now. Our shots do a ton of damage, and they come out incredibly quickly. But, again, as always, our health is pretty low. And, you know, even our consumables are pretty low. Now, unfortunately, the doppelgangers obviously scale with us here. So we want to stay away from the middle of the map for a while and then just walk this dude over there. Very interested to see if this works. I'm skeptical that we end up beating Isaac, especially since we're firing so quickly. But I think it's reasonable to assume that we beat Mom's hard. Maybe not 100% the most likely thing in the world, but with the amount of damage we're doing, as long as we get clean shots at enemies, we can take them out really quickly. So I guess some of it depends on what enemy we end up fighting on this floor. And you know, that was actually by... Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked here. That was actually by far the best D20 situation that we'd had in our entire time with the item so far. D20, it's always a mixed bag, but it always makes things more interesting. Overall, it's definitely positive, don't get me wrong. When I say a mixed bag, I'm not saying like it's like wiggle worm where you just don't pick it up or sometimes. It can be better sometimes than other times, is maybe the polite way to put it. Let's just use attack fly to kill this dude. We also have a cube of meat. That was probably a little bit too risky because that would have put me one hit away from death. That is not worth it. Now I have my D20 charged, so again, everything can turn in the drop of a hat here, assuming this shop has like 9 pennies in it. Then we can get 4 or 5 hearts in and start to feel like we're back on our feet. That's good enough. I'll re-roll it. We get 2 hearts and a golden chest and a couple of bombs. And the golden chest contains the Wheel of Fortune. And this could give us a ton of spirit hearts. Mostly I'm nervous because I don't want to get into trinket hell here. As you can see, this is what's happening right now. So maybe we'll just back away and be happy with the 2 extra hearts that we got there. The moon does take us to the secret room, so we can use that on the next floor. But as of right now, let's continue just trying to move on. We're going to have to subsist on this 4 health for a while. Because we are not going to get any extra D6 charges for quite some time. At least 6 rooms, depending on whether they're occupied or not. And we're getting a lot of money every floor. Now I'm starting to wish I took Bum Friend. I don't think that pill is good, so let's just move onwards. Again, this is probably some of the strongest I've been from a... Wait, I have Liberty Cap. I didn't take the Polaroid. Okay, that would have been a big mistake. Where? Oh, it's in the secret room. Okay, so I've got to go back into the secret room and get it. Hopefully the Polaroid is still there. Otherwise, we'll be fighting Satan, which, you know, is fun enough in its own right, but still not something I necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole for today. Let's pick this up. And you know what? Let's give it one more play just in case we get something like a Spirit Heart. We don't. We get the Crystal Ball, though, which will give us a Spirit Heart and will also show us where the enemy is, which is fine. Show us where the boss is, I should say. That didn't really save us any time because we would have had to go this way. We would have had to go this way anyway, I should say, and we would have seen all the dead ends. But you know, the Spirit Heart, it was worth the cent that we put in. Crystal Ball would be an interesting item to take with us, but I think I'm committed to dropping down this D20 rabbit hole now here and seeing how far it goes. Basically, again, it's going to be interesting one way or the other. I was hoping that room at the top would be a special room, but sadly it is just your standard, nondescript Isaac room, which probably consists largely of enemies, and since we're not going to get a D20 charge on this floor anyway, it's likely not worth going to, unless it would drop a bunch of red hearts for me, which it might. I mean, we are firing a stream of very potent ammunition here. This is crazy. And the money from, I think it's because of Cain's Lucky. Oh, we found a Tinted Rock by accident. With Sad Onion, holy shit. Oh my god, we're going to be firing so quickly. If we weren't at max rate of fire before, then this is an insane upgrade for us, basically. And we've actually picked up a lot of health on this floor, especially considering we're just fighting Blastocysts, which should be pretty darn easy, to be honest with you. It's just like a glorified version of Monstro combined with Fistula, I suppose. Amazingly, I managed not to take damage there. And again, our rate of fire is to the point now where I'm like, against Isaac, we're fucked. Like, we really need to have like permanent Polaroid invincibility or something. A Tears upgrade, you know, that works fine too. With the Death card, I think the Moon card might even be better to allow us to teleport around. It's a hard sell. I guess it'll save us a bomb if we take the Moon card. It's a very interesting situation we have on our hands here. I don't want to deal with this room, so why don't we just Moon card out of here? I was kind of, well, I guess we have to deal with this room anyway now, but I started in a better position. In my opinion, at least. Again, step one, just take out one of these guys. It might seem obvious, but, you know, everything starts from eliminating one of these enemies, and then once you've got that seam, just keep pulling on it until they eventually die. It's gonna be very interesting. I fire so quickly that on one hand, I'm like, I can't see an enemy beating me. On the other hand, I'm like, Isaac is gonna tear me a new asshole. But this is what, you know, D20 and just kind of crazy luck can do for you in certain situations, I suppose. Mom's Heart, you know, 5 bombs is not a lot. That was bad damage on my part. But I don't see Mom's Heart being a major concern. I could be wrong. But the Cathedral is gonna be a rough ride. If we get down to the chest, you know, anything can happen in the chest, obviously. We could even go crazy in this arcade, but let's be smart for a change and not do that, shall we? I was really hoping this would be the boss room. You know, I do have the speed necessary to evade these guys. The real question is, do I have the skill? And I think the answer to that is no. I would not be surprised to take at least a single hit of damage at some point. Because these guys can turn on a dime for some reason. I don't know if they've got like a 6-treadmill underneath them. I don't even know if that's the correct word, but hey, that actually worked out pretty well for us. I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't check out the top here, because the boss room could be right next to it. It isn't, but it was worth a try, I suppose. And, you know, getting an extra bomb, that's going to make our fight easier. Not to mention the extra key, which will allow us to go to the chest and open all the items there, possibly. Oh, I barely got out of the way of that one. Everything went into slow motion for me for a second. Not really, like there wasn't a frame rate issue. I just, you know, entered my fucking Jack Lumber mode or something, which may or may not make sense depending on when this video goes up. I could have used D20 there, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Those are some solid consumables for me to take. Fistula should be a no-brainer at this point. I might be able to kill the silkworms in one hit. Oh my god, I exploded the Fistula and it still hit me. I didn't expect to take damage there, but again, shit happens. Now, trying to dodge Gertie Jr., that's like a good balancer on Gertie Jr. is normally you would just stand like slightly at an angle to it. But because it fires those shots, you can't reliably do that and still be okay. But again, health-wise, we're fine right now, much to my surprise. Not much to my chagrin. Very much happy about that. Now, we just need to land like 2 more shots. This Guts guy has way more HP than I originally anticipated. And now, if we could just get damage upgrades, like if there's any way that we could pick up a couple more damage upgrades. Like, can you imagine how fast and damaging we would be right now if we had Polyphemus along with what we've already got? That would be maybe enough to carry us through, but how are we going to get it is the thing. So we are on the Mom's Heart boss fight here. I mentioned earlier that this was a possibility that we would get to here. I wasn't 100% confident necessarily that we would, but here we are. As long as these bombs keep coming in. It might even be a waste to be using these bombs because my shots do so much damage relative to the amount of explosive damage that the bombs do. But, you know, at the very least, we are still hitting them in, and the crowd control element of it is pretty important nonetheless. And it's not like I need these bombs to fight Isaac in all likelihood. That was a very good example of a well-placed bomb. That one might not have done anything. We have permanent bomb state from Mom's Heart, so the laser bullet flies are going to be a frustrating pain in the ass. Yep, there we go. Always take at least 1 damage against those guys. And the Ilesus guys have nothing at all. I was wondering what was happening there because it looked like the cathedral just wasn't going to open up. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I guess, you know, you're scared of me or something. Curse of Darkness, not necessarily terrible considering we have no, like, way to go faster regardless. Like, we have the map, I suppose, but we don't really have the compass. Might as well just run through here. I don't see any reason not to. We do have our D... Ooh, be careful. Yes. I've got Monstro in an unfortunate situation. I just want to, yeah, goad him into this and shoot him over here. You always have to be careful when you have an incredible rate of fire against Monstro, because you don't want to send him too far to one side or the other. Oh my god, the physics of our shots knocked him like down a little bit. That took 2 hits against Monstro too, which is actually really embarrassing. And sadly we've reached a dead end, so I have to go back and fight those Loki again. Low-keys? When I say low-keys, I'm always like, are we talking about a piano or something? Like, oh my god, I might not even make it to Isaac. This is the longest drought I think I've experienced in a long time with respect to beating Isaac. The only reason I stayed on that room right there was to see if possibly we would be able to get a, oh, I guess we don't have to fight Isaac. We can just come to this room instead, and there is a tinted rock here, so just don't repeat your Monstro 1 boss fight from before. We could even do this, if you wanted to, Northernlion. We could just do attack fly only. Might not be the smartest decision. But it will allow you to take him out sustainably, which is probably the most important part right now. Sorry about the lack of commentary. I'm just focusing because I'm a little bit frightened about our chances. That worked out really well. Small rock and single spirit heart. Single spirit heart. All right. Well, you know, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. 1 out of 2 is actually pretty bad when you think about it. That is a failing grade, almost certainly, unless you go to Sandwich University. Now, if there's anything wrong with that, you know I have a honest and genuine reverence for Subway, and of course the beautiful people who work there. I can't believe that that actually managed to hit me. That's pretty bad luck. Not as bad luck as if I'd gotten hit twice, obviously, but still not too psyched about that. More red hearts, okay. I'm pleased. We also, it's tempting. In fact, it's extraordinarily tempting. Here's what I'm going to pop this open. It's going to cost me an item if I do get to the chest, but if it contains a lot of items, then I can D20 and possibly get more health. It contains a fork. I'm going to skip over that, and we're almost certainly going to die against Isaac here. But, you know, it's a pleasure just to be nominated. We are doing a lot of damage. I almost feel like if I just circle around, maybe I'll be basically... never mind. Just say, maybe I'll be basically unhittable. Yeah, we're going to die. It was fun while it lasted, though. At least I think. The D20 always makes things a little bit more interesting, but as always, thanks for you guys for watching. This has been our random vanilla run. Continue suggesting your challenge runs in the comments, and I'll do the ones I deem most visible, entertaining, absurd, or appropriate. As always, thanks for you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.